by David Hare, starring Hugh Laurie as a politician, Peter. I can't even remember his
No,
name.
isn't that awful? Hang on.
Initially, he's the transport secretary. Peter Lawrence, there you go, has just been found not guilty of, was it fraud?
Yeah.
Or actually no, he was fighting the fact that a newspaper had reported him for fraud. The journalist in court had changed her story, which resulted in him being found not guilty. He's sort of presented as a larger than life figure, like a Nigel Farage type. There's still this sort of question mark over him. You know, the journalist is still fighting to tell the story. She still believes there's something there. There is also the insinuation that he has got an illegitimate daughter that is in prison. The Prime Minister, who in this is played by Helen Crawley, insinuates that he's going to get a promotion. He believes into, is it Foreign Secretary or Home Secretary?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Foreign Secretary. Only to find out that he has been given the job of Justice Minister just as a riot breaks out in the prison where his possible illegitimate daughter is an inmate. As this is a David Hare thing, every flipping character has got their own storyline.
Yeah.
The journalist who gets sacked from the paper, only to be egged on by one of the defence barristers to, reinvestigate, get her job back and reinvestigate Peter Lawrence. There's also Katie Leung in this, who is a character who may have some more evidence that was not used in the original case. But yeah, so that's your general
well done, I applaud
thing.
That wasn't easy.
I think people who follow you on Twitter basically know what you think about this already. You don't play... See, this is the thing. You should save your opinions for the podcast, and then maybe more people will listen.
I don't know whether that will help. So this is awful. I hated this. It's got a really annoying jaunty score that doesn't fit the show.
I'd say it was jaunty.
It is. I tell you what it is. Everyone in it is having a great time. Helen McCrory is hamming it up to the heavens, playing this sort of Thatcherite Prime Minister Dawn Ellison. But everyone in it's having a great time. Hugh Laurie's doing a lot of scenery chewing, but it doesn't transfer to us. It's just so flat and dry, and like you say, everyone's got their own story, everyone's doing things behind the other's back, and these people are connected, and those people, but I honestly couldn't give a toss. I just hated it. I just absolutely hated it.
Tell me what you really think now.
I didn't like it, Matt.
You mentioned the score being too jaunty. What did you feel that, this... You felt, what did you feel like it was going for?
Well, that's what I couldn't work out. Was it comedic? Was it sort of Heinton? Was it a drama? I couldn't work it out.
I felt it's meant to be satirical. So Hugh Laurie was playing, as I say, almost like a Farage. He's quite a fun guy. He's a larger than life character that hides his sort of, not sinisterness, but almost, his sort of cutthroat nature that we see sort of behind closed doors. Helen McCrory, as you say, she was very wink to camera.
Yeah.
Trying to outplay everyone else. Both of their advisors are having an affair, which is allowing her to get information about him. The big issue that I've got with certainly recent David Hare things, so this and Collateral, is that he feels that every character should have a storyline. If this was purely focused on Hugh Laurie's character, and we just saw Peter Lawrence throughout, going through this scandal, dealing with the possibility of having a illegitimate daughter, having his other daughter there'll be a scandal there. That would be enough for me, but it's all the other little bits and all the other side characters who we just don't care about. I think if you just focus on Hugh Laurie and then the people linked to him, that would be enough. You've got even his driver who's in a relationship with the Katie Leung character. And that's where she's getting this evidence to give. It's all a big, this person knows this person, this person knows this person, and we're all interconnected. And isn't life fascinating?
There's no depth to it. It's all on the surface. I couldn't care less about this.
I think a lot of people were anticipating this because the clips heavily focused on Hugh Laurie, didn't they? And what did you think of his performance? Did you just feel it was too big, or
He was almost winking at the camera. I was expecting for it to turn into a House of Cards thing where he would look and talk to you. It was almost trying
Helen
to do
McCrory
that, but did
that?
yes, almost. But yeah, I didn't rate him here at all, and I just think, as is the way now, it's all going up on the iPlayer, so people will watch this all on Sunday night if they want to. But for me, it was just pandering to an older audience. It was boring. I couldn't wait for the hour to be over. I really disliked it.
And as you say, you know, we both watched most of these shows last weekend as we record, as we do now on a Saturday. This is the one that has stuck with me the least. Of
I would hope so.
For the amount of plot that they threw at you, the amount of characters that you threw at you, nothing really stuck. There was no memorable scenes. There was no memorable performances. I remember Pip Torrance shouting a lot as the editor at the newspaper.
Tony Pitts, because Tony Pitts.
Oh,
is in
actually,
everything.
I liked Tony. He was my favourite character as this like obnoxious LBC talk radio DJ. I think he was the best thing about it because he knew what was going. You know, that to me spelt out that it was a satire. You know, it's very much pastiche on these talk radio DJs who like the sounds of their own voices and the politicians. Like, I know there are going to be people who rave about this. It just didn't land for me. There was nothing in it that I just remembered. And, you know, the big names will certainly get that initial audience.
Oh, definitely.
And maybe people will, as you say, go to it on the iPlayer. But yeah, no, not for me, I'm afraid.